If you're wanting to create a members only area on your website for 100% free, then you've come to the right place. Hi, it's Kyle Johnson from escapingthenorm.com, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly step by step how you can create this membership website for absolutely free without spending a penny. Maybe you're wanting to build a bonus membership website in order to get people to buy from your affiliate link as an incentive, or maybe you're doing e-commerce and you're trying to give people an incentive to buy your product over someone else's, or maybe you're even someone that has clients and you want to give them exclusive access to your content without having anyone else on your website being able to access it. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to be showing you the easiest possible way and the quickest way to build one of these membership websites for free, only using one plugin, not 50 million plugins, and best of all, it's a free plugin. So some of the things we're going to be covering in this tutorial: first, I'm going to walk you through how to actually install the plugin on your existing WordPress site, and you'll also need some good hosting for this. I always recommend SiteGround. I've been using them for years. I've never had a single problem with them, and it's extremely fast and easy to use. So if you haven't got web hosting, or you're looking for new web hosting and you want to get SiteGround, make sure you click that link in the description of this video. That's going to bring you straight to SiteGround, where you can get the best price, best deal on their web hosting packages. So after we install the plugin, I'm going to show you how to configure the plugin and set it up to suit your needs, how to configure it, etc. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to build the register and login forms, and I'm also going to show you how to put that on any page you wish. So if you wanted to put it like on your home page, or maybe a landing page, whatever the case may be, you can put these wherever you want, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Then I'm going to show you how to require email activation in order for them to log in after they register. Now, you don't have to do this, but I highly recommend it to keep people from creating multiple accounts, and it's just more secure in general. And basically what this is once the user registers for your membership site, it will send them a link in their email so that they'll have to click it in order to activate their user profile before they can actually log in. And once the forms are set up, I'll show you how to modify existing user role settings, as well as how to create new user roles and modify those settings. And one of the main things I'm going to be showing you with these settings is how to, for a specific user role, maybe you have like 3 different bonus memberships that you want to give out, and one of them redirects to this page after they log in, this particular membership, and like if they're a different user role, it redirects to a different one. And so I'll be showing you how to do that. And then once we get that done, I'll be showing you how to restrict certain pages. Now, this is the main part of the membership part. I'll show you how to set up a page and set the settings on it to where only logged in users can access that page. And I'm also going to be showing you how to set it up to where only specific user roles can access that particular page. So if you have multiple memberships, that is what you'll want to do. And then finally, at the end, I'm going to be showing you how to install the bonus membership template that I've already made into the page so that you don't have to build it yourself. Obviously, you can build it yourself if you want, but this is basically like a starter template. And then I'll also show you how to install a restricted page so that, if someone tries to access that membership site, and they're not logged in, it will redirect to this cool looking restricted page instead of the default text that shows up from the plugin. But make sure you stick around till the end, because I'm going to be giving you exclusive access to these templates so that you can just load them in, so you don't have to spend hours building a membership site. You can just load it right in there, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. And also be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notification, because in the very near future, one of the next tutorials I'm going to be coming out with is actually how to turn this free membership site into a paid membership site. Now, there's some videos on YouTube showing you how to make a paid membership site so that the user has to pay to get access to it, but you're going to have to buy a premium plugin and probably pay a monthly fee that's kind of high. But I'm going to show you how to do this for free, and basically this involves a hack that I had found with WooCommerce, and this is going to allow you, without buying any plugins, make it to where they can only register if they actually bought the product. And this is going to involve some custom code, but it's going to be easy, and I'm going to give you access to the code that I've already created so you can just plug it in there. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so to give you an idea of what we're actually building, I've opened up the membership area right here, and if we scroll down, as you can see, there's like a little information section. But anyways, if we scroll down, you can see there's a PDF download right here, and if we keep going down, there's a table of contents, and you can collapse this if you want. And if you keep going down, you'll see that there is a video section, and these have different videos. This is just example text right here, and then it's got like a little PDF download button right here under each one of them, like if you had like a worksheet for each one of them. And as you can see, these are videos, and they have custom thumbnails, so you can change all that stuff. And then at the bottom, there's a software download button. Now, there's not actually software or, PDFs or videos on these. These are just placeholders. So, you'll have to enter your own content into this, but it's just a template so that you can work through it without having to build the whole entire thing. All right, so now I'm at my WordPress dashboard. Now, the first thing you want to do is download the plugin. So what we're going to do is come and hover over plugins and click add new. And then what you're going to search for is Ultimate Member, and then click search. And this first one right here is the one that you want. So click install and then activate. Okay, now that it's activated, you'll notice that this Ultimate Member button is here now. And so what you want to do is go to settings. Now, I will say, if this is your very first time installing this plugin, it's going to have like a little button up here that'll say, would you like to generate the pages for this plugin? And I suggest that you click yes, and that message will be somewhere up here, kind of where this message is. But I'm gonna just exit out of that. It's not gonna show up if you've already installed the plugin, which that's the worst case scenario, but that's good because I'm showing you in this tutorial. I'll show you how to fix that if it doesn't show up, because it doesn't always show up. So each one of these pages here, these are just the default pages, like the user page, and then this is the default login page, this is the register page, etc, etc. Now I'm going to be showing you how to put these forms on any page, so it doesn't really matter. But if the button didn't show up and you want to make these pages so that it defaults to these, all you have to do is just make a page, and then you'll just assign that page by clicking this. So like if I wanted to make a user page, all I'd do is go to pages and then add new, and then you just add the title, users, or whatever you want to call it, publish, and then you click that to go back, and then you go back to Ultimate Member and then go to settings again, and then where it says user page, just click this, and that's going to show all the pages on your website. And then you just click users, and then you do the same thing for the login, etc. But I'm going to be showing you how to create these forms and put it on any page that you wish, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, and on each of these tabs right here, there's going to be a save changes button. So if you've made any changes, just make sure you click that save changes button. Now right here under users, this is the settings for the users that will be registering for the membership site. I would just suggest leaving all this to default if you're new to this, and that's what I'm going to do for this tutorial. And then account, you can change these if you want. I always just leave them to default. And then uploads, you can set the parameters for the uploads, like the restrictions for it, but I'm gonna just leave all this to default. Now the next one is access, and right here you can set these different settings, like this is default. The whole website is accessible by anyone. So if you're gonna have like a website that anyone can visit, but there's a certain section that only members can be in, just leave this to default, otherwise you can change it. And then right here is the restricted message, like if someone tries to access like a members only area of the website, it'll show this message rather than allowing them to actually go on that page. I'm actually going to be using a custom page for this, so I'm not going to mess with any of these settings. Now under other right here, you can limit the number of password resets that a user can do, and you can set the number right here, and you can also block emails, etc. Now the email tab right here, you can activate or disable specific emails, and as you can see, when someone first registers, they'll get a welcome email, and then if their account's activated, they'll get an activation email, and then all the other main important ones that they need will be activated right here, but I suggest just leaving those to default. Okay, now that the initial settings are set up and configured, I'm going to show you how to build the login and register form. So the way you get to that is you go to Ultimate Member and then click Forms underneath it, and right here is the default login and register form. Now you can make a new one if you want, like if you want multiple, register forms, etc. So what I'll do, in case yours isn't in here for some reason, I'll just show you how to create these from scratch. It's really, really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and delete both of these and click delete. So now it's clear. So to make a new form, all you do is click add new. And the first form you would want to make is a register form. So right here, just click registration form, make sure that's highlighted. And right here is the form builder. Now, you can choose between a single column form, a double column form, and a triple column form. I suggest the single one, it's the simplest. And so all you're going to do is click this plus right here to add the elements. Now the first thing that you would want in a register form is probably their name, at least their first name. So what I'll do is just add first name. I'm not going to do last name, so I'll click this right here, first name, and that's going to add the first name field to this form. Now to edit the field, all you do is you go to this little edit icon, and it's going to show all the options for this field. Now don't get overwhelmed by this. A lot of this stuff you can just ignore, but as you can see, you can put like this different information in here. So everything here looks good. So I'll just click update, and then we're going to add another one, and we'll choose username so that they'll have to pick a username, and click that. Now there is something I forgot. I'm going to go back to this edit on the first name, and I want to make all these fields required. So as you can see right here, it says, is this field required? So you just check box it, and that will make sure that they have to enter that field. And then I'll just click update. And then for the username, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'll click that edit thing, and that one's already required. So I'll just click update. The next field that I want to add is email, so I'll click this again, and then I'll choose email address, and then just to check the settings, I'll click the edit, and then I'll also make this one required and click update, and then I'll click the plus again to add the last field, which is the password, and I'll come over here and click password, and then I'll add the password field. Now you're going to want to edit this one, so I'll click edit. I always uncheck this force strong password because it makes it to where you have to enter all these unique characters for your password, and I don't want the user to have to do that, so I uncheck that. And then make sure automatically add a confirm password field is checked. That way they'll have to enter their password twice just to make sure that it's correct, and they don't, mess it up. Now right here, there's the minimum and maximum length for the password. I'm going to change the minimum to 6 digits, and then I'm going to just make sure that this is required, which it already is, and then I'll click update. Okay, and that's it as far as building this form. That's how you build a form with Ultimate Member. It's really, really easy. Now, another thing that you may or may not be interested in, depending on your requirements, up here under Customize this form, it says apply custom settings to the form. If you click yes, it'll show new settings, and basically what you can do, if you have multiple different memberships on your website and you have different user groups, so one user group can access this one membership area, and then maybe a different one can access another one, but they can't access the other one. Basically what you can do is you can assign a different user role right here, and basically for this one I just want to assign it to subscriber. Now you can create different user roles, but subscriber is like a basic one. That's the one I always choose for free users, and so I'll click subscriber, and then template, just leave that alone, and basically leave all the other things alone. Now if you want to, the primary button is basically, it'll show register, like it's the button below. When they click register, it registers them. You can change the text to this if you want, and then the button below, it'll say login. So if they don't want to register and they just want to log in, they can click that button. You can also change the text for this as well. And then another thing you may be interested in is the privacy policy. So you can enable this on the form. Basically it'll show like a link to a privacy policy. You'll have to check that you agree to the privacy policy, and so I don't have a privacy policy. This is just a test membership, but I'll go ahead and click terms of service, and basically if they want to click that, they can go view that, and it'll be a checkbox that they have to check in order to register. I recommend having this because there's a lot of anti-spam laws. And then finally is the short code, and this is what you'll copy and paste onto any page that you want to place the form there. And I almost forgot, but we need to add a title to this form. I'm gonna just name it register form, and then I'll click create. Okay, as you can see, it says form created. So I'm gonna go back to forms, and now I'm gonna create the login form. So what I'm gonna do is click add new, and then for the title of the form, I'm gonna just do login form, and then right here under select form type, I'm gonna select login form, and then the form builder, I'm gonna just keep it to a single, click plus, And then I'm going to select username or email because we put both the username and the email on the registration form. So that's the best option, to be honest. And then I'm going to click this edit button and make sure it's required. It is, so I'll just click cancel. And then I'm going to add another one, and this is going to be the password. And then I'll click edit just to make sure everything's right here. And as you can see, the minimum length is 8. Now, we did do 6 on the register form, so make sure that that matches. So I'm going to put 6 right here. And then also, since we unchecked the 4-strong password, you'll also have to uncheck it here, otherwise they won't be able to log in. And then this automatically add a confirm password field. We don't need this since this is the login form, so I'll just uncheck that. And then I'll click update. Now right here under customize this form, basically if you click yes, it'll show more options for this form. And really the only things of interest that I'll show is like the button text. If you want to change it, it's right here. It says login. I'm gonna just leave that. And then show secondary button of register, that's fine. And show forgot password link, yes. Show remember me, yes. So I'm gonna just leave all of those to default. Now here's the thing, like if you have a custom page, which is what I'm gonna be building, that it redirects to after they log in, you'll set this here. This is one place to set it. There's also another place to set it that I'll show you later. And so you just click this, and then I'm gonna click redirect to URL, and basically I'm gonna redirect to a specific page that I'm gonna build the actual content of the membership site to. So basically for me, that's going to be escapingnews.com/members area, but wherever you plan to build this page, just enter the URL there. It'll be your domain / whatever the URL slug is. Then I'm going to scroll back to the top and just double check everything. There's the shortcode. Once again, we can also get that from the previous page. We'll just do that. So I'm going to click create, and as you can see, form created. So I'm going to go back to forms, and now I'm going to show you how to put these forms on any page that you want. Okay, now that we've created the forms and they're ready to be placed, we'll just need to create a few pages and then link them to Ultimate Member if they're not already linked. So what we'll do is go to pages. Now what you'll want to do is create the login and register page. Now if there's already a page that exists on your website that you're going to put the login or register form on, you won't need to do this. But for this tutorial, I'm going to make a separate page for the login and the register. So what I'll do is come up here and click add new. And then for this one, I'll just put login, and then I'll click publish, and then I'll click here to go back, and then I'll click add new, and then register for the title, and then click publish, and then go back. Okay, so now we have login and we have register. Now that page that I created earlier and linked to Ultimate Member, it's all the way down here. It's users. As you can see, it says user next to it. That's how you can tell if it's linked to Ultimate Member. Now the login and register page aren't yet, as you can see, but all you do to do that is you have to have the page created first, and then you go to Ultimate Member and settings, and under general, what you'll do is you'll go to login page and then select here, and then wherever your login page is, click login. Like I said, if you have a page that already exists, like maybe like a home page or a blog page or something like that, you won't need to do this because you can just directly put the register or login form anywhere you want. But I'm gonna just do this, and then the register page, I'll click here and click register. So as you can see, the login page is linked to the login, and the register page is linked to the register page that I just created. And then I'll click save changes, and then we'll go back to pages, and as you can see now, login, it says login. stands for Ultimate Member, and then register, register. So now the pages are linked. So now I'm going to actually place the register page and then the login page. So I'm going to go to Ultimate Member and then go to forms, and then I'm going to get the short code for my register form. You'll want to highlight all of this, including the brackets, Control-C to copy, and I'm going to come back to pages, and then I'm going to scroll down to register, and I'm going to click edit, and then edit with Elementor, and then I'll add a new section by clicking the plus, and I'll do just a single section, and then I'll click the all apps button, and then search for shortcode, and click and drag that over into the section, and then I'll click here and paste that shortcode in there. And as you can see, it says you're already registered because I'm already logged in, so the form's not actually going to show up. But what I'll do is I'll click the center button right here, click advanced on that section, and then I'll give it a top margin of 50 and a bottom margin of 50. and that way it'll give us a little bit of room. And as you can see, it gives us a little bit of breathing room for that form. And then I'll click update. Now let's go and see if this register form actually shows up. So I'm going to open up an incognito window. This way, I'm not logged in. And so what I'll do is I'll go to my domain /register, because that's the page we created, and put that register form on. And so I'll click enter. Okay, so as you can see, it's just a blank page, and my register form is on here, and also the privacy policy is on there. So now we can proceed to register. But before I do that, let's go ahead and set up the login form now. And so I'll come back to here, and then I'll click this button, click exit to dashboard, and then click this to go back, and then ultimate member and forms. And then we'll get the short code for the login form. So I'm going to copy this, Control C. Then I'm going to come back to pages, go down to login, click edit, and then edit with Elementor. Then I'm going to click plus to add a new section, click that, click all apps, search for short code, click and drag into the section, paste the short code. Then I'll click the center button and advanced to give it a little top and bottom margin, and then I'll click update, and then I'll click here and exit to dashboard. And now I'm going to confirm that the login form is actually on there. So I'm going to go to incognito window, and then go to my domain again /login, and hit enter. And as you can see, the login form is active on this page. So now we could log in if we're registered. Okay, so now we should be able to register and log in and have that extra access to access the restricted pages that we're fixing to set up. However, I'd like to show you how to require email activation, so that in order to actually log in, the user has to click the email activation link that's sent to their email before they can actually log in. Now, the way you do this is you get an ultimate member and then user roles. And if you remember, when we set up the register form, we set it to the user role of subscriber, so that when someone registers, their user role will be assigned to subscriber. So what we want to do is go to subscriber, which is the first one here, and then click edit. And this is basically all of the settings for this specific user role. Now, there are quite a few settings, and I'll go over them a little bit more in detail in just a second, but I'll just show you where the email activation thing is. So you scroll down here, and basically where it says registration status, by default it's set to auto approve. What you want to do is click this and then click require email activation, and then you can choose what happens after they click that activation link. Like if you want them to be logged in after they click that activation link automatically, just leave that checked. That's checked by default. And then action to be taken after registration. What you want to do, like if you wanted to redirect them to a specific URL, basically what I'm going to do is just redirect them to the home page, because I don't have a page set up for that. But if you wanted to, you could set up a custom page for that. By default, it just shows a custom message. In fact, I think I'll just leave it like that, but just know that you can redirect to a specific URL if you wanted to have a specific page for that. And then you can also redirect to a specific URL after they click the activation link. So what I'll do is go ahead and link to my membership area page, so that when they click the activation link, it'll automatically it'll log them in. You have to make sure that this is checked in order to log them into a restricted page, and then I'll put the URL for that restricted page, which is the membership area page right here, like so. And I'm gonna just go ahead and come back to the top and click update role. So now they'll be required to do email activation after they register. Now, there is a problem if you're using the default configuration of WordPress. Basically, you need to set up SMTP email for this to work properly, or the activation email probably won't show up in the inbox. So go ahead and click this link here if you want to see the video where I show you how to set up this SMTP email correctly. You could also, if you don't want to go away from the video, click the link in the description at the end, and I'll have that link down below so you can watch that. But anyways, I'm going to click update role, and that's going to update the role. Now let's go over the settings and configuration for the user roles. So I'm going to just come back to user roles by clicking here, and this is going to list out all the user roles in WordPress for Ultimate Member. And as you can see, there's subscriber, editor, contributor, etc. Now, if you wanted to make a custom one like paid member, for instance, you just click add new, and then you enter the title. I'm going to just put paid member, like so. And then for this role priority, I typically, just leave this alone because it just complicates things more. Now right here, this is administrative permissions. So if you want them to be able to access WP admin, so they're going to be able to get into the back office of WordPress, you can check that. I recommend leaving that unchecked unless it's someone you really trust. I would recommend leaving these to default. If you want to see more about these, you can click right here or hover over it. It'll show you a little bit more. Typically, most of these I leave to default. I'll just show you the ones I typically change. So like we covered just a minute ago, I usually change this to email activation. You can also require admin reviews so that if they register, you have to actually go back into the back office yourself and approve them. And then this is the action to take. Like I said, you can redirect to a specific URL after they register. And then for the login, you can redirect to a specific URL as well. And then log out, like if they log out, you can either go to homepage, which is by default, or, redirect to a custom URL. And then also, same thing for if they delete their account. Now, all this stuff I'm not going to cover because it's just unnecessary for this tutorial, but that's how you edit the settings for the user role and create a new user role. And then obviously you just click create role, but we're not actually going to use that user role. I was just showing you how to do it. Okay, so just one more thing before we continue on to the next section. I went back to the user role page and I just wanted to show you something before we continue. When we created the login form, we specified a custom URL to redirect to after they log in. I'm also going to set this in the user role so that it doesn't get confused. So as you remember, we set the user to be assigned subscriber when they register. So I'm going to go back into subscriber, click edit, and then down here, if you scroll down under login options, action to be taken after login, I'm going to do custom URL, and then I'm going to put my URL to the actual membership page, which I've already created like so. And then I'm going to come back up here and click update role. This way both the login form and the user role tells it to redirect to that page. Now I'm going to show you how to restrict content to where only the logged in user can access that content, and also how to restrict the content to where only certain user roles can access that content. So I'm going to go to pages. Now I've already created my membership area page, which is right here, and if I click on edit, just in case you're wondering how I got the URL to this page, if you come down here under permalink, it says members-area. That's the permalink. So basically it's going to be whatever the domain is for this website / whatever your permalink is. So it's going to be, for me, escapingnews.com/members-area, and that's going to be the URL to the actual members area. Now right now currently this page is not restricted, so anyone can access it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down and you'll see this ultimate members section, and it says restrict access to this post. So you'll want to click that, and now you'll see there's another option. And it says who can access this post. It says everyone, so you can select the option, and you can make it to where only logged out users can view it or only logged in users can view it. And if you click logged in users, it'll give you more options. And then it says select which roles can access this post. So obviously you probably want the administrator to be able to access it, and by default the subscriber is also checked. Now if you remember, the subscriber was the user role that we assigned to the person that signs up with the registration form, so you'll want to make sure that that's checked. Whatever user roles you want to be able to access this page, make sure they're checked. Now this right here, would you like to display 404 pages when users don't have access? Just leave that unchecked because we want to show the restricted page instead. Okay, the next option, what happens when users without access try to view the post? I have this selected. This is the URL that I'm going to redirect them to. It's a separate page that I created just for the restricted access. Now by default, the login page is selected, and you can leave it like that, but I'm going to just put mine to custom URL. And I've already created this page, this restricted page. So if I come over to my pages and scroll down, you'll see the restricted page that I already made. And basically this is going to redirect to that page if they're not logged in. So that is how you restrict access to specific pages or posts. And then I'm going to just click update. Okay, so now if you're following along, now is going to be the time to actually build the membership page. So as you can see, I've already got the members area page created. So if you haven't created one, go ahead and create that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just right click on edit with Elementor and open link in new tab. Okay, and as you can see, this is a blank page and it does have my header and footer, and you can change that if you want to by going back onto the edit page and selecting Elementor canvas. So as promised, I've already created this template, so stay tuned and I'll let you know how to get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and load it in there first. So all I'm gonna do is click this little folder icon and then click my templates, and as you can see, I don't have any templates, so I'm gonna click upload and then select file, and basically I'm going to give you the link to get these, and basically what you'll do is download them and then you'll just upload them like I'm doing right here and insert them, and then you'll be able to edit them yourself. So the first one I'm going to do is the membership area template.json, so I'm going to just click that, click open, and it's going to upload that template. And as you can see, now it's uploaded. So I'm going to just click insert and it'll take just a second, and there it is. Now it's inserted, so I'm going to collapse this and just take a look at it and make sure that everything's good with it, and it looks good. Now you should get all the images as well when you upload this. So all you have to do is, edit it like normal and put your own images and text and videos in there. So now I'm going to click update, and then I'm going to click here and go back to the dashboard. Now I'm going to build the restricted page, and I've also got a template for it, so I'm going to click here to go back, and here's the page. I've already created it, so I'm going to right click with edit with Elementor, open link in new tab, and as you can see, this one's a blank page as well. I'm going to click this little folder icon, click my templates, and then click this upload icon, and then select file, and then I'm going to click restricted membership.json, click open. It's going to upload that, and then I'm going to click insert, and as you can see, I'll collapse this. Now here is the restricted page. You'll just change the text to however you want, and then I'm going to click update, and then I'm going to come over here and go exit to dashboard. Okay, so now that all of that is done, now I'm going to actually test this out and see if I can register, if I can get the email activation link, and if I can log in. And also we're going to check to make sure that the page is restricted so that logged out users can't access it. So I'm going to go to a new incognito window, and then I'm going to go to my register page. So for me, it's going to be escapingnews.com/register. Hit enter. Okay, so now I'm going to fill out this form. Okay, so now I'm going to click confirm for the privacy policy, and then click register. Now it should redirect me to this message. As you can see, it says thank you for registering. Before we log in, we have to activate your account by clicking the activation link in the email. So let's go to the email and see if it actually showed up. Okay, and as you can see, it's showed up in my email. Now it showed up in the promotions folder, which is normal for activation links, because when I send a normal email with this email from my WordPress, it shows up in the inbox of Gmail, but since it's an activation link, it showed up in the promotions. But I'm going to click it, and then as you can see, there's an activate account button, so I'm going to click this button. Now it should redirect me to the membership area, and as you can see, it redirected me to the membership area. Okay, so now I'm going to try to log in and use the login form to make sure that it works and redirects me as it should. So for me, it's going to be escapingnews.com/login. Hit enter, and then I'm going to put my login credentials in, so you can use your username or email, and then I'm going to click keep me signed in and click log in, and as you can see, it redirected me to the membership area page as it should. Okay, so now I'm going to exit out of this incognito window, and I'm going to try to access this membership area page without logging in, and it should redirect me to the restricted page instead of actually bringing me to the page. So let's try that out. So for me, it's going to be escapingnews.com/members area. Hit enter, and as you can see, since I wasn't logged in, it redirected me to the restricted page. So everything works as it should. Alright, so as you can see, it's not too difficult to set up Ultimate Member and have a free membership website with restricted content up and running. If you want the membership and restricted templates that I used in this tutorial, go ahead and click the link below in the description, and that's going to bring you to a page where you can download those templates and upload them yourself. So now you have a way to build a free membership site that you can leverage to help you sell your affiliate products or your physical products or whatever it may be, to incentivize people to buy from you. It's a really great strategy to use. Now, if you want to learn how to make a paid membership site where someone has to actually pay a fee before they can actually register, and you want to figure out how to do the WooCommerce hack so you don't have to buy any paid plugins, make sure you smash that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you'll get notified when I come out with it. I'm going to be coming out with it very, very shortly. Make sure you also hit that like button. I would appreciate that a lot. If you have any comments, leave those down below, or suggestions. I'd love to hear about them. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.